Knowledge is a gift and pleasure, but love is more powerful still. Despite the shadows of death that darken our world, if we look carefully, we see Easter resurrection breaking out everywhere. When we see a tree in full blossom and hear the laughter of children or a child, when we give and share and live in a communion with each other, in our reaching out to those who have lost hope and communicating hope to them, in the self-sacrificial goodness of so many people the world over, then Easter happens again and again. Easter joy, hope, peace, and life are for all. Mary of Magdalene was first to go to the tomb before the dawn when it was still dark, and discovered it empty. Jesus was missing. The Master who had understood her and cured her, the prophet she had followed faithfully until his death. Who would she now follow? So her lament to the disciples was, "They've taken my Lord from the grave, and we don't know where they have put him in." Her lament could express the experience that many Christians are living through today. What have they done with the risen Lord? Where have they put him? The Lord in whom we believe, is it a Christ full of the promise of life, or a Jesus whose memory keeps fading little by little in our hearts? We don't need scientific proofs in order to be more firm. To experience the joy of Easter, it's not enough to turn to the magisterium of the church or to study theological books in order to meet the risen Christ. One, we need above all to journey within. If we don't meet him inside ourselves, we won't meet him anywhere. Later, John describes Mary going about looking for information. But when she does see Jesus, she's so blinded by grief and tears that she does not recognize him. She thinks he's the gardener. Jesus just asks her a question. "Woman, why are you weeping? Who are you looking for?" Maybe we too need to ask ourselves something similar. Why is our faith so sad and low-key? What are Christians today looking for? What do we yearn for? Are we going around looking for a Jesus that we need in order to feel full of life in our communities? When Mary doesn't recognize Jesus, he calls her by her name with the same tenderness in his voice as when they were walking to Galilee. "Mary." She turns around quickly. "Rabboni," Master. Mary meets the risen one when she feels herself personally called by him. That's the core of resurrection faith. Jesus shows himself full of life to us when we feel ourselves called by our own name and we hear the invitation that he makes to each one of us. That's when our faith grows. Our faith in the living Christ won't be revived only by the Easter accounts above. We won't properly meet him if we don't seek a living, personal contact with him. A combination of the love of Jesus known through the gospel and sought personally in the depths of our hearts can best lead us to meet the risen one. On Easter morning, the stone was rolled back from the mouth of the tomb. Is my heart like a tomb awaiting resurrection? Can I identify any grave stone that is holding me back from a fuller, freer life? It could be an addiction, a compulsion, or some dark secret I have never shared with anyone. We can be sickened by our secrets. But as Pope Francis said, We are meant to be people of joyful hope, not doomsday prophets. If we too discover the risen Jesus, we can all find hope and joy and go out to share them with others, that like Mary, I may learn to search the risen Lord with a sincere heart and mind in the day-to-day events of my life. Let's pray for this grace for one another.